All right, Goldie needs some love. So here we are about to fix a new sprung problem, which is a leaky gasket right between the exhaust manifold and the downpipe. And so we tested just by putting our hand there. You can feel it, or use a piece of paper, or use a mirror and check for black carbon soot or something. But since it just happened, there wasn't any visual signs like that. We got Brian underneath right now checking, and we put some penetrating oil on, warmed it up, and see if those bolts will come loose without breaking and causing major issues. Can you work slower, please? Because I love paying for extra time. Oh yeah.
They're nice and easy to get to, at least.
Yeah. That's why we like lifted big trucks, though. You can get to stuff.
That's true. Have to get off the studs, otherwise you can't slip the new gasket in there. Assuming it's a gasket, not a donut. But either way, you can't move this. So we got to take that one off. Sorry.
All right.
Take that one off and hope that it drops down 2 inches or whatever we need.
All right, so if you missed that, we have to drop both sides in order to get enough room to put the gasket on. So we're spraying some penetrating oil on this side, and we're gonna let it sit on there a little bit.
Well,
or just go for the glory.
Go for it. At least there's something there instead of just dry.
Yeah. All right. Size 15 deep socket. There we go. That's one. Two. And this is aftermarket exhaust. Probably been on here about 15 years. So luckily these bolts are still intact. You think they're coming all the way?
So a good rule of thumb is if you break them loose and you're concerned about them being rusty or potentially stripping, is to tighten them back up after you break them loose, and then back them off again and just work on them a little bit.
Alright.
Yeah, they're pretty dry.
Alright. Alright, so we gotta cut these downpipes down.
Well, I should probably explain the crack first.
Yeah, let's explain the crack first and show the flange. So the flange, it wasn't a gasket blown out. Well, it might be blown out, but the flange cracked in 3 places, and also the bead that connects it.
Completely broken free of the weld and cracked in all 3 places.
And from talking to another guy, he said that this is kind of common on a lot of 6.0 drivetrains, and so even though this is a custom exhaust, we're not sure why.
Well, it's just aftermarket.
Aftermarket, yeah. All right, so yeah, we're gonna cut it down and then add. Well, you're about to see V-band clamps, couplers.
V-band clamps.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna put a V-band clamp here.
All right.
So cut this, drop this out, get rid of the broken flange and clean up the downpipe. Get a replacement flange that matches that. Bolt that flange back on, take the V-band clamps, lock them up on both pieces, get the downpipe in place, tack weld the V-band clamps, tack weld the flange real good, bolt it up, and then take the bolts off, undo the V-band clamp, drop the downpipe off, weld it comfortably on a work table outside from under the truck, and then slap it back in. Then if you ever had to change the gasket, it'd be a piece of cake.
Yeah.
And then maybe, if depending on the timeline, we're going to do it on this one too.
Yep.
Just because, same reason, it's just a pain to get the downpipes off.
Yep.
Without you practically drop the whole exhaust system to get it off, because the hangers
these hangers right here
can't even get to the bolts to try to take the hanger bracket off.
Yeah, it's a super stout hanger system, but you can't get to the bolts.
And that's probably what did in that flange, because this downpipe is supported right here, so the engine torquing over, the pipe doesn't move, so the flange just gets twisted.
Yep, it took all that abuse, and it happened in the snow where you get extreme hot and cold, and so it finally couldn't take anymore. All right.
Give.
So we're gonna decide to cut the second downpipe.
So it makes me wonder if we should put the V-band here and put the flex section
thinking
there.
about it. Yeah.
So if I cut it here, the V-band on there, and then cut it there and put the flex section there. That way the V-bands are close to each other, but staggered. Flex section there.
Well, think twice, cut once. Well, we're doing this to prevent a future crack in this flange right here, and so we can maintenance it or do whatever else. Because I don't want to deal with this again. So.
Well, see, and that flange is bulkier, so that's less likely to crack. It's not a triangle; it's more of a a house shape.
It's a little beefier. All right.
Or a yield sign.
So technically, we don't need to, but since we loosened it up and that gasket's smushed, we got to replace that gasket up there, right?
Yeah, it's good housekeeping.
So exactly. So to make things easier, that's also why we're cutting this nice 3-inch exhaust. But we're not too worried because look, they pinched it just to get over that cross member right there.
Yeah.
A little more than I would be comfortable with, but they had to do what they had to do, so it is what it is. All right, let's cut.
Let's see.
Or I'll let you think.
Yeah.
I want to be double.
Just thinking about.
Ready to cut? Let's do it.
All right. And eyeball where the straight area is. Alright, there's nothing. What fell? Oh, look at that. Your old gasket.
The gasket. There you go.
Well, there's
now
that.
I know which
now we know
gasket.
which one to get.
Yeah, because there's 3 to choose from at Napa.
Maybe I should start with the smaller blade.
Yeah, you want a smaller one? There you go. And I'll try to hold it too.
Yeah,
all right. Alright, so we just got the new exhaust installed. We're about to fire it up, make sure everything sounds good, looks good. Oh yeah, there we go. So, like all things, when you're into one thing, you might as well start another. And we're taking advantage of it being jacked up to do an oil change. And we just had a debate over the best oil pan. And Brian mentions that getting those black mortar mixer tubs, or like rectangle from Home Depot, are a really good catch, because if it splashes or gets drips on cross members and goes all over the place, well, those things are so big they'll catch it everywhere. And then you can tip them to pour them into your other collection reservoir, versus using one of these guys, which can splash on you or overfill faster than it drains, or one of these small little guys. So just a little tip for you guys: if you want a bigger catch, get one of those Home Depots. I think they're only like $8 or something, really cheap.
It's a lot easier to do when there's no exhaust in it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it drips on that for sure every time.
Oil in the filter like that.
There you go.
And then a little dribble.
And what
take
does
that
that
dribble
do?
and wipe the seal with it.
Oh yeah, that.
So there's a little oil in the filter, and even spin around.
Just to get things circulated a little more
or
faster.
just get everything wet. I don't know.
Yeah, just because it feels good.
Yeah.
Okay. And then he put a nice, cute little mileage on the bottom of the filter. So if you're ever in doubt, he doesn't put when you're supposed to change it, but when you last changed it.
And I also normally write the date.
And yeah, the date.
But since it's Valentine's Day,
we're not gonna do
I drew the heart.
So we're at, she's at 144,357. She's a young pup, 1999, folks, 20 years old, and she still runs like a beast.
I can't grip it with my gloves.
Oh yeah,
I can't even.
All right, so we got the parts now. Here's the old flange, which is some cast material. And then this is the new flange. It's a lot thicker, as you can see. Alright, so why are these clamps
awesome?
better? Yeah.
Well, generally when you have to take the T-bolt clamps off, you have to spread this open a lot, so you're forced to take the nut nearly off. But
Oh yeah.
wherever SPD gets theirs from, you just back it off enough till you push it forward, and then it's free. You don't gotta sit there, and this usually ends up stripping out after a while.
Yeah.
But this just, you know,
And it looks
solves the
stout.
whole problem.
So now explain how you're gonna we have to machine out just a little bit.
Oh, I'm gonna turn the inside of this flange out. Oop, wrong pipe. So it's more of a slip fit. 'Cause right now it's kind of a press fit.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly not gonna be able to press it on the piece that's under the truck. So I'm gonna turn this out till it slips over, and then I'm gonna turn a little shoulder on this one so it slips in and butts up to it. And then the remaining part is what the other tube goes into.
Yeah.
So the seam for the V-band is upstream from the seam on the pipe. So it
just
makes
like
it
water
that
lets it
much
flow
less
away.
chance of exhaust trying to work its way out.
There you go.
Or I guess moisture too. I've had condensation drip out of V-bands before,
Okay.
but generally it just becomes a carbon seal. The longer it stays
Nice and tight.
connected,
Yep.
the better a seal it becomes.
All right. So where are we gonna be tacking? Got the video rolling.
I want to tack like here,
Okay.
and then a couple up there, and a couple up there. Just because this tube has the bend in it, it's all squished and misshapen.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to make sure it stays on center. This one had no problem because
Yeah.
I machined the flange to fit the tube. The tube isn't even round.
All right, here's one of the down pipes, looking fresh and clean. And I asked if we should spray it, and he said no. Let's give it a little natural patina, make it look stock, let it rust up, get its natural coating. I'm fine with that, I guess.
There we go. Oh, I guess I have to put it on before I put that one on.
Oh, I can't, because this is so thick over here.
They're walking nuts, so the threads are stiff all the way through, and I'd rather not like potentially
Take
strip
chances.
them trying to drive it.
Oh, sounds good. The flap. Let's take a look underneath now. All right, there you guys have it. That was our repair of the leaky exhaust system due to the broken downpipe bracket to the manifold. And as you know, there's different ways about going about things based on budget and time. So hopefully you guys like this, and if you have comments or suggestions on doing it other ways, leave it below, because that's what this is all about, sharing information so other guys can work on their vehicles more effectively and efficiently. And I'll leave a picture of the receipt so you can see what parts we actually bought in case you had the exact same truck, which is the 99 Silverado 6.0. And yeah, hope you guys liked it. We'll see you at the next one. Till then, keep working. Hey Vic, did you leave us gold today? Always. Always. Thank you, brother.